Hello and welcome to this video on facilitating a productive and meaningful brainstorm session, part of a series of Best in Show videos on dynamic performance management. My name is Cam Scully and I will be your video guide in this series. Dynamic performance management is a simple and cost-effective approach to getting people and processes to perform where it counts the most. This is critical in achieving objectives, both financial and non-financial. This video will focus on facilitating a productive and meaningful brainstorm session for performance improvement ideas. The focus here is on creating practical solutions. We first clarify the challenge at hand by framing the problem and defining the opportunity. Then, ideas are generated by a productive form of brainstorming and then selecting the most promising ideas. Finally, it comes time to implement. Develop practical solutions, ensuring that acceptance is built. I'd like to share with you now a step-by-step approach to achieving this. Step 1 is to identify the most critical performance gaps. If you use a balanced scorecard, you could use the red scores from it, or some other type of gap analysis will also do. Step 2 is to frame the problem to define the opportunity. This will include a fairly precise definition of the problem. Part of step 2 is to narrow and pinpoint what you are trying to solve. For example, if a balanced scorecard is used, the definition will involve the name of the objective with the red score. One way of defining the problem is to ask, for success here, what do we need to accomplish? For example, perhaps the opportunity is defined as to increase inventory turns to 60. A very important point I'd like to make here, which is very different from the traditional brainstorm approach, is that you really should advise people ahead of time what is coming and what types of problems you will be trying to solve. Traditional brainstorming creates too much pressure in the moment, and you can't get the best ideas this way. So let people know ahead. Start it individually and then solve it collectively. Step 3 is to conduct a focused brainstorm for each opportunity. Each session should be around 60 minutes, but don't rush it if it needs more time. I like to use a triangle to help explain the brainstorm. The first phase is the idea generation phase. A ballpark range I like to suggest is to come up with a laundry list of around 7 to 20 items, depending on the nature of the brainstorm. Next is the idea selection phase. The first vote should take place to pare the list to 3 to 7 items. I will explain voting in a moment. The second vote is conducted to get the short list of ideas that will be examined for feasibility. You will likely want to consider 2 or 3 possibilities for your problem solution. And then, a person or persons should be assigned to examine each of the promising ideas. Okay, so now for the voting process. Here's how I do it. Each participant receives 6 votes. I like to use small post-it notes for voting, thus the graphics you see here. Each participant will put 3 votes toward what they consider to be the most promising idea, 2 votes to the second most promising idea, and 1 vote to the third most promising idea. Now, I have a rule that folks cannot vote for their own idea. This helps limit bias toward one's own idea and any mixed feelings about putting forward one's own idea. So now, with a short list of the most promising ideas, everyone gets 6 votes again, and the procedure is repeated. Now, participants can vote for any idea, including their own. Any idea that made the short list clearly has merit. Here is one last quick look at the triangle as a visual summary of the process. This brings us to step 4, which is to do a proper examination of each possible solution for all costs and benefits, both quantitatively and qualitatively. I suggest a business case approach and you will want to include a look at whether there are any side effects that could adversely impact other functions of the company. Step 5 is a very important one. Effective implementation of the right initiatives based on research conducted is critical. People need to be held accountable, and there needs to be the inclusion of details and dates. This last point may be the most important, and that is to get the job done. Sounds obvious, yet so many organizations, in my experience, seem to have great energy at certain points along the way, but then the energy fades and the changes aren't seen through. There is no way performance can improve this way, so do the obvious and see all of the initiative through to completion. I hope you found this video to be a useful look at facilitating a productive and meaningful brainstorm session. Workforce input is critical in maximizing performance. The process takes time and care, but this cost-effective tool helps organizations unlock new performance potential. If you would like more information, don't hesitate to email me at cscoley@outlook.com or to call me at 416-209-0704. Thank you for watching, and please look for the other videos that are part of this series. I wish you best success in your quest to improve and better manage performance.